大家好，我们是
Lls
Pretty well, but we are still working from home right now.
Of course. Where are you currently stationed?
We're in Taiwan, but we are from different city. I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it's
All right. Yes. Thank you for reaching out to YCAB. And I think just first off, I apologize, but I actually have another meeting in 30 minutes. So I'll try to answer your questions as best as I can. But yeah, maybe we could just start right away. If that's all right with you guys.
Sure. Okay, so I think we can introduce about ourselves a little bit right now. Okay, so we're a group of college students and we are supported by the Ministry of Education in Taiwan. And we are doing this project about the issues with youth losing to believe in themselves and dealing with the problems like women have less powers in the workplace or in school. Yeah. And my name is Yuni, and here is my team member.
I'm Tiffany.
I'm Xavier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I can start by explaining YCAB just brief so you guys are aware or familiar, I guess, with the company. So basically, YCAB Foundation started in 1999, so this is our 21st year of operation. So basically, YCAB Foundation is an NGO, but we count ourselves as a social enterprise now because we are for-profit entities, and I'll get into that a bit later. But basically, as a foundation, we have two main focus areas, the first being education and the second being economic empowerment. From the education side, we have what we call learning centers across Indonesia, where we provide education to marginalized youth. So basically, our mission itself is to envision a thriving world where youth and mothers are liberated from generational poverty, right? So with our education program, our main target beneficiaries are mostly youth who dropped out of school prior. And they dropped out, because of financial reasons or family reasons, whatever that may be. So they can enroll within our learning centers where they can learn and receive certification for high school as well. So that's our education, but as we began our education program, moving on and moving forward, we were met with an obstacle, which was that in Indonesia, since our target beneficiaries are again marginalized community, there are so many of our students where their parents do not support their education because they just don't see it as a priority, right? Yeah. And so, no matter how much you want to help, if they themselves don't want to help themselves, it's quite hard. Okay. So because of that, we ventured into opening our own microfinance arm called YCAB Ventures. So basically, YCAB Ventures is a microfinance arm that provides microloans to mothers. So they have to have a child because the loan is conditional upon their child's education in school. And these mothers are what we call micropreneurs. So they are entrepreneurs for a micro business. And it's from marginalized communities as well. We are targeting what the World Bank classifies as poverty level, those earning less than $2 a day. And we want to bring them up to $6 a day, which is aspiring middle class, but not just $6. We want them to go up a bit higher to $8. And the reason for that is because, that $2 between 6 and 8 gives them the cushion should a pandemic happen such as this and their business have to shut down. They still have that margin where they can live comfortably for a while. Oh. So that's essentially YCAB as a whole. Maybe until here, do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, for the financial projects, I want to ask that is there any feasible criteria for the people who want to apply this project?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Also for the financing projects you said before, and I want to ask is there any feasible criteria the people who want to apply these projects didn't need any necessity to apply this project, or anyone who wants to apply this project is okay, because I think it's connecting with money. So I think it might be like, or like maybe the people who apply it should be qualified to this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming by project you mean the microfinance.
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay. Yeah, I guess first off, it's not necessarily a project, but it's more of a it's just an entity. I'm not quite sure if you have it in Taiwan, but like in Indonesia, microfinance is just a business. It's like a bank, but like bank provide loans, right? However, we're speaking about marginalized community, they don't have collateral, and so banks won't provide them with the loans that they need, the capital that they need. And so we have like firms in Indonesia, not just us, there are like a couple more that provide micro loans. So it's a smaller type of loan for more a marginalized community, those who cannot go and borrow from a formal bank, right? So it's not necessarily a project, but more of like what the actual business is. In terms of like the criteria, of course, there are criteria because again, we are targeting mothers. So like, so it's a women economic empowerment program. So one, you need to be a woman. We don't provide loans to the male gender. It's only women, and women specifically who have kids. So like their mothers, right? So that's two. And their kids have to be school aged. Like it has to be a school aged kid. Third, they have to be what we categorize again as our target beneficiaries. Because again, why would we provide loans to those who are well off, but they just want to borrow from us? That doesn't make sense, right? So it definitely has to be that. And for our microfinance program, actually, we provide loans in groups, like lending groups. And the reason for that is less risk for us and more responsibility for them. And by that, I mean is if a mother wants to join our loan program, she has to be part of a group, minimum 10 people, maximum 30. And so a group, usually they reside in the same neighborhood or whatnot, and there's a head, there's a treasurer, like it's a group. And so like kan kalau misalnya we provide loans, we expect there to be a return like monthly, right? So like if there are 10 women in this group, if one cannot pay back, the other 9 have to cover for her. Because of that, the women then are very much motivated, right, to just like not run off with the money or something. And so that's how the micro lending work as well.
It sounds like very supportive to the women.
Hi, Samantha. Can I ask you more about the education? Like, what kind of education did you provide for the kids that drop out school?
So we actually have, it's very complicated, but we have 8 programs actually. The biggest one would be our high school equivalency. So it's
high school
equivalency. So like if our kids are dropouts, they can come to our learning center to earn a certificate degree for high school, like a high school diploma that they can use for further education. So that's one. With the high school equivalency, they will learn like math, English, science, geography, history, anything like a normal high school student does. But aside from the high school equivalency, so basically we have 15 learning centers, 15 learning centers across Indonesia, and each learning center has a different program. So not necessarily one is the same as other. So it differs really based on the needs, right? So we have high school equivalency program, but we also have digital courses, English courses, as in courses just vocational training. And these are more towards kaya if there are students outside who don't want a high school diploma, or they perhaps go to another school, but their English is not that good and they want extra tutoring, they can come to us. But aside from that, we also have vocational training. So we have vocational training centers teaching batik. If you guys are not familiar with batik, it's Indonesia's traditional garment. So the kids will learn how to draw it, how to make it, how to process it, and things like that. Aside from that, we also have hair and beauty. So we teach the kids how to do hair. And because like with vocational, the key is we want to equip them with soft skills that they can use directly to find a job upon graduation. So aside from that, we also have sewing. We have, actually, I believe we have one for cleaning services as well. So cleaning service, batik, sewing, hair and beauty. I'm missing one. I know there's 5. I can't recall at the moment, but I know there's 5.
Oh, we'll go check it out.
Yeah, there's 5. What is the other one?
So it's more like practical skills in like what you will need in the future career.
Exactly.
Oh. What about for the teachers? Are they the volunteers or do you?
Yeah, for our teachers, no, they're full time.
Oh,
and
so they
just
are
come-
paid?
Yeah,
Or
they're our employees. Yeah.
Oh. So they come and like apply for the teacher.
Oh, I do not have the number in the top of my head, honestly.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
alright.
honestly, I don't have the numbers in the top of my head, but quite a lot. Maybe, don't quote me on this, but maybe 40 around that number. Not quite
Oh.
sure. It used to be bigger, but we've started, yeah, it used to be more, but with the pandemic, we kind of had to streamline a lot of
So
our
did-
employees.
Did you like cooperate with school and maybe you wanted to make the students back to school and you just give some assistance in the classes, or are you like individual?
No, we're our
education.
own centers. We're our own centers. We're licensed as an informal education sector as well. So, yeah.
Oh.
Like, so if the kids graduate from YCAB, like their certificates are legit that they can use to apply for universities as well. Yeah.
So it's like another kind of school, but it's
Yeah.
an organization way.
Yeah.
Oh, so is there criteria for like studying over your place?
Oh yeah, of course. With our learning center, it's actually, I won't say free. There's actually a fee, but it's only like 10,000 rupiah. I'm not quite sure what that is in Taiwanese yen, but it's about 60 cents US dollars, maybe, very cheap per month. And the reason for the fee is not necessarily we want money from them, but it's more of a responsibility fee. So if like the kids feel like they're paying, then they'll be more responsible towards it. So yes, it's actually very cheap. But you know, when we receive applications, we really need to make sure that our kids are really those who needs education and not kids who just want to come to our training center just because it's cheap or relatively free. And so we'll do an intensive background check. Yeah.
Oh, so that's dropout is a criteria.
Not necessarily, but I mean, like if they didn't drop out, most likely they will stay in their school and not come to ours. So mostly who come to our centers anyway, they are already dropouts.
Oh, so it may be like more it's because their parents don't want them to study, so you're like kind of support them.
Yeah, because like if you think about it, if they're transferring from a school to our center, we'll have to ask why. You can afford your own school. Why do you have to come to ours? But when we're talking about dropouts, if they drop out of their school because of financial reasons, then more likely than not, they cannot afford education. And so they can come to our centers.
Oh.
Yeah, so they would like choose your centers not instead of school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's not, because in Taiwan there's an organization, there are particularly focused on those who don't like study and they drop out from school, or they are kind of doing some, they go to jail thing, so they drop out from school. But for you guys, it's more like financial problems.
Yeah, most likely than not. Because we are really targeting marginalized communities, people who cannot afford education or they just don't have access to it because of financial reasons.
Is this a big issue over there, like marginalized?
Oh, of course, because Indonesia is still a third world country. So poverty is still a big thing in Indonesia.
So most of the people can pay for the fee in the school.
Yeah, but it's not something we have to say like you have to pay or you're out. No, it's just like pay if you can. If not, yeah, udah gitu. It's only 10,000 juga. So,
Oh, yeah.
So when these children, like when they're growing up, so they can like give the feedback to your organization, so it will be like the sustainable situation.
That is our hope. That is our hope.
So I want to ask like so what are the characteristics of most students who want to start a business? Because I think we can like use this use this advice so to our workshops students. Yeah.
I'm sorry, characteristic of students who
Want to start up a business.
What do you mean by that? Like characteristic of students who want to start?
According you said before, you said you help the students like the skills, soft skills they will need in the future, and I think that will help them like starting a business on their own in the future.
Not necessarily. I mean, if they study hair and beauty, they can very much go and work in a salon. They don't have to work on themselves, right?
Yeah. But so on your website said you can help them, you want to help them like maybe be an entrepreneur in the future. And I would ask like what the criteria or based on your experience, what you see on them.
I don't necessarily think there is a criteria, just because we do offer, like if you want to do employment, then great. If you want to pursue entrepreneurship, there's great. But there's not necessarily a criteria. It's like 2 courses that we offer. Which one do you want to choose? So it's up to the kids. So do you want to be an entrepreneur or do you want to find a job? So I don't think there's necessarily a criteria that we find for when like there's entrepreneurship. Yeah, it's not something we want to force on the kids, like you have to do this, right? It's like if you want to open a business, sure. But if you want to find for a job, yeah, sure as well. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, but can I ask, do you focus on mental health issues also? Or do
mental health, not really.
Also, it's more like the school subjects.
Yeah.
Kind of like, it's just like a cheaper school and more warm-hearted school, kind of like.
Yeah. I would say it's just an alternative to students who cannot afford or access education, because we do believe education is a right for all, not just for the privileged or just not for the rich, but everybody in this world has a right to education. We want to provide those who don't have access to it.
Yeah,
because we do believe that education is the key to breaking poverty. And as I said, Indonesia is still a third world country. Poverty is still very much prevalent in our country, and we don't see that changing anytime soon if we do not address the issue of lack of education or quality education in the country, right? So yeah, we do believe that education is what breaks generational poverty, and so that's why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah, it's very nice of you to start these kind of programs. Okay, that's all for my questions.
Yeah, I think I have asked all of my questions.
Yeah, do you have any question you wanted to?
Yeah, probably. I mean, just start off. Do you guys have a project that you guys are planning on doing, or a paper to write, or?
I think it's more like we have a topic, but we're not really sure of what we're gonna specify it on in the future. But we want to do something like education and some combination service. I don't know. So we're just.
You mean like a research paper, or you're actually wanting to open something up?
Yeah, we wanted to open something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're just reaching out to the organizations, which is also the criteria for the Ministry of Education. And by interviewing you guys, we can have more ideas of what's happening around the world and what can we focus on, kind of like this.
Yeah, is this part of a school project, or is just something that you guys want to do? Like low salary, is that like a university club, or is it your own association?
It's kind of like a competition, and 5 of us just found this competition and we wanted to do the same topic, so we become a team.
Oh, the competition is called from the low salary.
No, competition is from the Ministry of Education, and we want to like fight for the funding they provide.
Yeah,
do you
and
know what the name of the competition is?
young fly, I think. I don't know.
Young
if,
Fly.
yeah,
Yeah,
very young.
I think we can
Young
send
fly.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they want to
noted.
focus on the issues that the youth will face. So after
Okay.
you wanna,
So basically, the Ministry of Education in China is having this
in
program.
Taiwan.
Oh, in Taiwan, sorry. In Taiwan is having this program, and you guys are all joining in.
Yeah.
And this is part of the program that you guys are planning on doing, maybe in Taiwan or even in the rest of the world. Nobody knows yet.
We're not sure if rest of the world can go over, but it's for the issues for the youth in Taiwan,
Okay.
I think.
Oh, noted. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Actually, I actually have to run off because my boss has started the meeting for the next
Sure.
one.
We
But
took a quite quick picture together.
okay,
Yeah.
of course.
Thank you.
So Savvy is
Yeah.
gonna take pictures.
Yeah, listen to me. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Thank
Alright.
you.
Yes, good luck, you guys, with the project. I mean, if you've decided to use something out of YCAB, please let me know, and I'll definitely be happy to look over it.
Awesome. If you got any question, we can. If we can help, it will be awesome too.
Definitely. All right. Thank you, guys, and good luck.
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you. Have a nice day. Bye.